Hey guys, this is Melody, and today we are here with another scrawler box. This one was for May, even though we are already at the end of June. It had been sitting on my floor for quite some time. If you've been watching my previous videos, the reason I haven't gotten art videos up in a while is because I had to send my camera out, and I still have not heard anything about it, so I should probably call them and see what's going on. Anyway, I almost just didn't even film this at all because I had to film with my phone. So if the quality is not up to par, and obviously the angle's much different than how I would normally film, that's why. So enough of that, let's get into the box. First thing is this Milan 430 eraser. Then we get a bunch of Pilot Pintor markers. They're paint markers basically, and they remind me of, I can't remember the name, the one paint marker that everybody uses that I've never used but I've been wanting to try. If I remember later, I will let you know what they are. And then we also get this Molotov liquid chrome. I almost read that as Molotov, definitely not Molotov, but it's really, really cool. When we get to the swatching, you'll see. The candy was a peppermint toffee, which I actually thought was really good. I wasn't sure how I felt about the peppermint being in there at first. It was a little bit weird, but it was such a mellow flavor that it honestly wasn't bad. Of course, they also gave us a pencil in here, and it was also a Milan graphite pencil to match our eraser. The eraser felt really, really smooth, so I enjoyed that. This print is a tiger, obviously. Also, disclaimer, if my voice sounds a little odd, I'm still a little bit stuffy from being sick, so that's why. Then they gave us this paper. I really hate the names of these papers. Like, I can never pronounce them. So how I would think it's pronounced is Canaletto Liscio 125 GSM paper. Apparently it's Italian, so that's cool. And it has a touch of cotton, which creates strength and beauty, durability, and class. So let's get into the swatches. Because these are the paint markers, or paint pens, you have to try to get the paint to the tip. So I spent a good amount of time trying to get it to come out, and then I decided I wasn't going to film that portion, so I went off camera and got the paint to the tips of all these markers before I then started filming all the swatching, because I didn't think you guys wanted to be bored to death watching me do that. Oh, and the markers that I was talking about were the paint pens, Posca pens. I feel like everybody on YouTube has made at least one video using Posca pens. And they seem cool, but not really my art style, but it's also something I've wanted to try, just not really decided I needed to buy. So the fact that these came in the scrawler box is pretty cool, and I liked the colors that we got. From what I've seen with the Posca pens, maybe it's just the fact that everyone buys the primary colors, which, I don't know, gets kind of boring to me. So I enjoy that we get this like teal green and this gold and silver and black. I really enjoyed the colors that we got. And the only downside that I really have with these markers is they just eat up the paper, which I've heard people say about Posca pens as well. And I think it's just, with these kinds of pens, they're really meant to be drawing on other surfaces, not really on paper. Like I think Casey Golden did something on wood. I'm also pretty sure Doodle Date may have used Posca pens when they did their trash can drawing. Anyway, they're really good for drawing on other surfaces like backpacks and stuff like that. So to this drawing, the prompt was paper tiger, which obviously gives you the initial image of a paper tiger. Like, for me, I was thinking origami or something like that, but that seemed like complicated. And this was a night where I wasn't feeling great, kind of just wanted to like relax and draw. So I decided to look up paper tiger, and it's also a phrase meaning someone who acts like they are or appears to be really powerful and my first thought was Team Rocket. They're always trying to steal Pikachu. They always make themselves sound like they're these really powerful villains, but they're really not. They get sent off, blasting off into space every single episode. So I decided to draw Jessie. Obviously, we don't have the colors to draw her, or James really, so we changed the color scheme here. But I think it actually turned out okay. The gold, I really didn't know what to do with her hair, because the green, I feel like might have been better just because it's a flat color, it's not metallic, but I really wanted her eyes and her earring to be green because in the cartoon, her earring is actually green. Not this teal green, but it's green, so I felt like it would be closer. Also, sorry, my camera, or my phone kind of slid weird, so the angle's a little bit off for a moment, but I do eventually notice and fix it. So anyway, I didn't want her hair to be silver because that's just too white, and I didn't think it would really show up in photos. So I just went with the gold. And then of course the black I used to outline everything, and I made her lips match her eyes and the earring because I wanted them to have a pop of color and not just be black. At first for her shirt, because it is white, I used the silver to do some of the shadows. But if you look on Instagram and stuff, it doesn't really pick up very well on camera. On here it does because I think we're at an angle, but if you were looking top down, depending on the lighting, you can't really tell that the silver's there at all. With the black, I felt like I had to go very bold, broad lines, and just really go for it, because it was a finer marker than the gold and the tealish green, but it still was a bit chunky. Also, I don't know that you can really tell a whole lot at this angle. You can a little bit. Her neck is so long, and I don't know why I do that, but I tend to draw people's necks really long. Anyway, that's my one major critique for this piece, is that her neck is it is too long. She is a giraffe. But other than that, I actually kind of enjoy how this piece turned out. I really enjoyed working with these markers, and I did work with them a little bit in my sketchbook just because I liked the feel of them. They're definitely good for kind of breaking out of my comfort zone because I tend to add a lot of detail, which isn't always necessary. So it was kind of helpful to play with these to learn just blocking in spaces, and that you can be minimalistic and still show everything, because that's something that I'm not great at, but something I would like to be better at for sure. So yeah, that pretty much just sums it up. I added a little more black for shadow. Oh yeah, and then I went in with the teal green color and added a R for Team Rocket, and I also went in with the white. I think this is one of the first times in a Scholar box that I actually used every single supply that I was given, so I was pretty proud of myself there. But I used the white to just give her hair some highlights because I had forgotten to leave them in initially when I colored her hair. I also made the whole outline of her just a little bit thicker to make her pop back out from the white behind her, just because her face is white. I didn't want to color anything. Well, that just about wraps it up there, guys. So definitely comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos like this in the future. And hopefully I'll have my camera back so we can get back to that better quality. I'll see you guys in the next one.